Well, welcome everyone again to Get This Rugby Podcast, episode, I think, 16. How are you?
I'm good. Get this India.
Get this. I got you probably can't see it, I'll stand up. Got my South shirt on today, mate.
Beautiful.
The
Beautiful.
team of the week.
After last week's win, man, I should have one on too. I think my third layer under here is actually a South shirt. So,
Well, it's interesting, like after the game, I started receiving all these excuses from Manly people why they lost the game, but at the end of the day, they lost.
right.
So,
So where we kicking off today?
So we'll start at Chatswood, mate. So we had probably one of the games of the round was Gordon and East.
Yeah.
East got up 21-19.
Sure.
And she was I don't know if you watched it, but
yeah, I did. Yeah.
East got out early to 14-5, and pretty much it was just back and forward from there. It was a decent game of footy, actually.
Yeah, it was. I think we mentioned it last week that that game we went to, the Randwick-Gordon game where they bashed the shit out of each other. I think both teams had a bit of a hangover from that this week, and I was a bit worried about both teams, even though I picked both teams last week. It was always going to be a tough out for Gordon, but I've got to give credit to East in this game that they did the business. They won the game, and Gordon probably could have won it, and but they didn't. They looked a little flat to me. But what do you reckon?
Yeah, I agree with you. East probably the first time this year I felt like East toughed out a game. They actually looked like a team that could go well in the finals for really the first time. Probably sounds like a strange comment, but they were pretty tough in this game. Gordon had 10 minutes at the back end of the game on East line, and East just kept turning them away. So we still saw a bit of carry on by the East players. I don't know whether that's inbred in the way they are, but it's annoying. But anyway, I suppose winners are grinners, mate.
Yeah, I guess. But doesn't that bring up another problem we've heard about East?
Well, yeah, I've got evidence this week that they're over their 100 player points in a game recently against Two Blues and another game as well. And Gordon have lost 2 points for a player not receiving a clearance coming back from overseas, which I thought was a harsh penalty. So my question is, why aren't East getting dock points?
Well, we'd have to look into that, but I've got my theories on it. But I can remember even when I was playing, every team was right on to this point system because they knew if you played too many players and you got over your 100 points, the penalties were very harsh. And everybody was onto it. And I'm talking 18, 19 years ago when I finished playing. It was around then, and everyone knew the consequences, and everyone was onto it. I can remember Max Curry going, look, we didn't usually have too many issues at South about it, but I know other clubs did. But you used to have to work it out, and especially when you got fresh guys on the bench and all this sort of stuff. And you knew you were going to get penalised heavily, and it happened immediately.
Mm.
So you're telling me that East Para game was quite a while ago?
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, and nothing's happened. And you know what? I don't like attacking people personally, but the facts are that Kerry Brady's running things at the SAU, and she's got links with East, so there's a conflict of interest there. So, and that's what people are wondering about. I'm not having a go at it personally, but
so people are telling you that on your page.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, look, I don't know, but I know when we're talking to Horsey and I've spoken to other coaches this year, and they're very aware of this rule, and they've got to be really on it because they know the retribution is swift and immediate. And apparently, from what we're hearing, it's not happening to us. Why is that?
The question's got to be asked. Like you look at Gordon losing the 2 points. Well, they're sitting sixth where they should be fourth. It's not.
And if he's lost 2 points in a weekend, it's like. But from what you've been telling me, it's been a couple of weeks they've done it.
Yeah, there's another game apparently. We haven't received it yet, but definitely not.
And the funny thing about this penalty, even they're penalising you 2 points like it used to be when it was 2-1 and 0. How come it's not 4 or 5?
Well, well, they're just taking it off your bonus points, which seems a bit odd to me.
Well, it probably should be. If you get done with this sort of stuff now, instead of 2 points a win like it used to be, it probably should be 4 points. And
that's what I think. Should cost you a win because you. In effect, if
not
you're
half
100,
a win.
Well, if you're 109 points, well, to me, that's cheating, pretty much.
Well, the thing is, Greg, I know from experience, and even when I was still coaching, everyone knew about this stuff, and you didn't go there because you knew you were going to get caught, and every week you had to put in your points. I think that's how it used to go. So you had to sort of declare what you had, and if you went over that, well, so there you go. But is anyone appealing this stuff or anything? Where's it going from here?
Well, that's what we're trying to find out. Like, there just seems to be no action on it at all. Nobody's even talking. I mean, we have the usual East supporters telling us that we're just bashing the club. Well, there's nothing to do with it. We're just pointing out facts.
Exactly.
So anyway, we'll see what happens. I don't think anything's going to happen personally, but I mean, I'm just glad. I'm glad that even with the Gordon thing, I'm glad we're not in a situation where it's tight for the top 6, because it would be more of an issue then, I reckon.
Yeah.
The fact it looks like the top 6 is going to stay the same is probably they're kind of getting away with it.
And what happens in the semis if East play 120?
Well, that's what I mean.
Instead of 100, are they going to get onto them then?
When they got 109, that's not like that. If they were 101, I could probably put up with it, But 109, they've gone well over.
Oh, it's a player over, easy.
Well, easy. And then they've got they've got 4 or 5, 6 Waratahs players. So
yeah, it's not like they're short of players. No,
they're stacking their bench and everything. So anyway. So just to finish off on that, like, what do we say now? So probably bumps up East a bit, but what are we saying about Gordon? 2 close losses in 2 weeks. Are we worried about them, or are we still saying they're all right?
Look, they've lost 2 really tight games. They could have easily won against Randwick. Like I said last week, I wouldn't have been too worried about that. They probably needed to win at home against East, but once again, another tight game. But I think they've got to hit back this week. You can't lose 3 in a row. And look, I think they'll be all right. If they lose this week, I'll be worried. But at the moment, I think they'll be okay. And like we've been talking about, just making a 6, you can win it from anywhere, so it doesn't really matter.
Yep. All right. So anyway, we'll move on from that. So the next one, mate, was almost the upset of the season. South going to Manly Oval and beating Manly 42-35.
Yes.
Yeah, Rebel
God love them.
Probably their biggest win in years, mate.
Man, I tell you, not too many teams go to Manly and win. And I know it's South. The 5 years I was there, we might have done it a couple of times out of the 5. I'm not sure. But fair dinkum, I'm glad I'm not a gambling man, because if Manly just took, like, I would have just lost my house, like it's what's going on with Manly?
Oh, mate, you talk about Jekyll and Hyde.
Can any Manly supporters get on your page and tell me what's wrong? Like, they go from here to here. You just don't know which one's turning up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'll show you a message that I got sent today, right? One of their, I won't say who, it's one of their long-term supporters.
Yep.
And this is what he said to me. So this might maybe give us some insight. So they had a few injuries during the game.
Yep.
And right, here's something to think about, right? So Aaron Blacklock ended the game in the centres.
At what?
In the centres. That's Aaron Blacklock.
He likes playing there. It's okay. I coached him when he was a kid. He didn't like the forwards that much back then.
Mitch Payne the 6 ended up finishing the game on the wing, and the fullback ended the game at halfback. So I think they've had a few injuries, but still, you still should be beating the bottom team.
South were all over them in the first half. Yeah,
that's right.
Like, it looked like it was a complete reversal of where they were on the table.
Yeah. It was
South just dominated them.
Well, Manly scored first, then all of a sudden South led 20-7.
Oh, mate.
Manly came back.
I was just falling off the lounge. I'm just going, what the hell? Like, what? I just, like, Manly go against Warringah a couple of weeks ago at Warringah and played sensationally well, but they sort of came good again. And they go against the team coming last, just about, and just look terrible. Like, the coach must be like, it's lucky they're not in the eastern suburbs. He would have drove straight to the Gap. And,
yeah.
And I don't know where you kill yourself at Manly. Maybe, I don't know, you throw yourself in the shark den or something. But
go up to North Head, mate.
Mate, he must be so frustrated, that fella.
I'll give you an idea about the game. So as I said, it was 20-7. Then Manly scored 20-14, and South scored. Then Manly scored a couple of tries. South kept scoring tries. So they kept nibbling away, and then Manly got in front with a penalty try. So that was 35-30, right? Yeah. And then South scored a try. Then they scored their winning try after the siren to be 42-35.
Well, Manly's defence was non-existent from the kickoff, pretty much. Like, they defended so well against the Ringer and were up front and they were tough. It was like two-handed touch against South. Like, and I guarantee you they're not getting coached to play like that. Like, and the mistakes they were making, it was like, when they went through that patch back early in the year, and all right.
And it was out wide, too. Like, their wingers, like South, Oscar Smith.
South aren't the quickest team out wide.
That's right. Oscar Smith scored 2 tries, and then Mulcahy and the other wing scored 3. So they scored 5 tries on the wings.
Mate.
But I mean, yeah, like, hey, good on him, I reckon. Buddy.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, Manly.
I don't know what to think about Manly anymore.
I know what that poor coach, he's probably had to go to therapy during a week before he even went to training.
Oh, mate.
What do you do? But
I guess
that's sort of telling me something about Manly come semi-finals time. they might get up in the first. Can you back them to win 2 in a row? I don't know.
Well,
it's just been the way they've been all year. Like, they're just so hot and cold, you know?
Yeah, it's been a bit. Yeah, you're right. And, yeah. But I was just looking, like, South's got a bit of a gap now. They look like they won't win the wooden spoon by the look of it. So, good for them. Good for Joe.
Yeah. All right.
So, anyway, so we'll move on from there. So, great to South. Manly, well, we don't know. The game you went to, mate, North 62, Blues 15.
Yeah.
Pretty one way.
Firstly, I was back at North, and I always go there a couple of times a year, and my young bloke played there, and they're a great club, and I got together with a few old players, and I was up there in the box, and I got to tell you, the hospitality and everything from the Norse people there was sensational and much appreciated, and it was a really good day, and anyway, North sort of came good a bit. Like that Para team, they still came at them, but North looked better in a lot of areas. I thought they'd been lacking in lately, and I thought their 5'8" played a lot better. Their backs played really like they were much more direct. And I'll tell you who made a difference was that other Brewery at 15.
Max Brewery,
linking with his brother. I'm telling you, they looked at goods, and Gary Bortz played. I think not all of second grade, but he came on in first grade, and they've been missing him, and they look like they sort of come back a bit. What do you reckon?
Yeah, watching the game, it looked like, to me, it was like a statement game for them. They really wanted to put the hammer back down, and it looked like North of last year. And you're right about the 5'8". He was more direct, like he was taking the line on a bit.
He looked like he was playing last year. Like, I don't know if he's been listening to me for the last 6 weeks, telling me how bad he's playing. I'll tell him what he should be doing. But and he, you know what? He started kicking goals better. I think it must all go to do with the confidence thing, I guess. But look, what really upset me? I got there for second grade, and it really worries me about Para. I felt so sorry for those second grade guys. They got done by 80 in the end, I think, and it's not their fault. And I felt so bad for them. What's happened down there with that club, and it should have been changed this year, and it hasn't. And now, look, I think Norse have put Para to bed for the rest of the year, but I just felt sorry for those players. They deserve better than that, and they're not getting it from that club at the moment.
Yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it? It's a tough one.
Oh, mate, it was tough to watch. Even the Norse blokes I was standing with felt sorry for those South blokes, Para guys in second grade. They were trying their balls out, but they looked like they weren't coached, and it looked like that they just had no support. Like, and in first grade, they really missed the 10. He didn't play. Sui. He's definitely their best player. Look, they took it to North on numerous occasions, but they just weren't good enough. But I don't think the situation at Para is sustainable the way it is. It's and I spoke to a lot of the players after the game, and they're not in a good spot, mate.
Yeah, it's a sad one, especially like when they lose so many players at the end of every season. Like they lost 26 blokes they lost from last year.
Yeah,
how can you keep going?
The thing is, you can't just keep buying blokes and bringing them in and playing for 1 year. You just can't keep doing this stuff. And the trouble is they've got some really good players there, and there's one guy. Watch out next year. That Harry Hunt, the prop, the big fella. I had a good chat to him after the game, and he's probably the most skillful front rower in the whole competition, and he is a very good football player. And I asked him if he's going to play next year, and he said he was. And anyway, he might be coming under my wing in the near future. So look out for him, because if he gets fit, I'll tell you, mate, the Australian team want to be looking out for him because he's a very good footballer.
Oh,
Probably the best prop I've seen running around, actually. And
I wanted to shout out to one of the, I know we don't praise wingers on this show, mate, but the winger for North, Carrick McDonough, apparently he's an Irish guy, scored 3 tries. He's just a good player.
He had a very good game,
Just seems a good player, and he doesn't mind the contact. So, mate, well done to North, I think.
Yeah, mate. I spoke to Sam Kitchen after the game, and he had a very good game. And North, to me, seem more like North.
They got something back.
North I've been worried about for quite a few weeks, and you know what? It was interesting talking to some of their fellas that they have had a hard draw. Like, they've played a lot of tough teams, and their draw coming up.
It's easier, yeah.
And, you know, nothing's easy, but they should have a pretty good run into the semis, and they know as well as I do that it doesn't really matter where you come in the 6th. You got to win 3 games to win the comp, and does it really matter? You got to win 3 games. So, look, if North keep improving, don't count them out of winning this competition, because I think they got the self-belief and the confidence that they can do it. So, you know, good luck to them.
And they're getting some players back too. So,
mate,
they're nearly full strength. So,
mate, it's I think what's been good for them is, even through the bad patches, because there's this chasm in the competition between the top 6 and the bottom 6, and especially is now, it's not like they'll get threatened that much. But look, I expect them to finish higher than where they are now, and come semi-final time, I think they'll be okay.
Yeah, no, I think it's good. So, no, it was good to see.
Because look, I can't see them going back from where they were this weekend or last weekend. I think they're only going to improve now.
Yeah, and you know what? I didn't think we really bagged them. We were just looking for them to get back to their best, and I think we saw that.
Yeah, we were just asking the questions that, well, I ask every time I watch them play. Like, you know, they were having bad patches and doing crazy stuff. Like what they did on the weekend, it was a really solid performance. And Para came at them. Don't worry about that. It wasn't like Para didn't turn up. They did, and it was a bit of a tradesman-like performance, really, and and that's what you expect, and you know, I think they're going to be okay from now on.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So what about the next game, mate? Concord Oval. We had Randwick 29, West Harbour 28. Just Randwick nearly blew this one, mate, because West didn't go away.
Well, give me your thoughts on the game.
I felt like a bit like Gordon. Randwick looked a bit flat, like after the big game the week before. They looked a bit sore to me, and they always looked like they were that little bit better, but not by much on the day. West, credit to West, they just keep coming. And tell you what, in the end, Randwick had to scramble to get the points, mate.
Yeah, I think they were pretty happy to walk away with the points, and I had this doubt in my mind about Gordon and Randwick after the week before, because teams these days don't play games like that every week. And I think it was a bit of a hangover. And I always thought Randwick were a little bit better, but they probably weren't quite right, and I think it was like they probably expected to turn up and win. And I reckon it was a bit like a Gordon game. If Randwick had played a really like a top-notch team last Saturday, they might have got done too. But you know what? They did enough to win it, and that's all you got to do. You walk away and think about next week. You know.
Yeah,
and
I mean, if
to
you
me,
watch
Randwick still look pretty good.
They still look good, but at the end of the game, like you look, West scored with 5 minutes to go, and all of a sudden Randwick had to snap into that defensive frame for the last 5 minutes just to keep the points because West were coming at them.
Yeah, look, Randwick didn't play bad. They just sort of played in second gear most of the day, I thought. And every time they had to do something, they sort of did something when they really had to. And I like the way they kind of did that too. When they had to pull something out, they got it right. And and I think it showed a lot of maturity that those fellas on the field who played last year, they know they can get through adverse situations, and that's what happens with experience. And they knew how to win that game, and it was a tough game. It was a game they didn't want to beat. You know, like they didn't want to be at Concord, and it got tough. And the good teams, you know, it doesn't matter if you win by 2 or you win by 1, as long as you win and you get out of there and we'll start thinking about next week, you know. And Randwick did that, and good luck.
Yeah, that's right. So that bumped him up to third on the ladder. So that was an important point as well.
Yeah. Like we were talking 6 weeks ago. Oh, they might fall out. Oh, no, they're not falling out.
No, they're going to come.
They're still going to be there at the pointy end for sure.
Yeah. So that was. Yeah, I guess
they just got too good a team and too well coached to not be knocking on the door at the end.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And they, because they did it last year, that experience is valuable. So.
It's crucial, and most of that team's the same. So that's a really big thing and an advantage for them, you know.
Yeah. So what about this next game up at Newcastle? Uni 43, Wildfires 29. Kept Uni alive, I guess, but
not really.
Yeah, Hunter's probably again pretty disappointing.
This, you go on about this game because I don't want to be negative.
I just don't understand this year why Hunter's been so poor at home. And you know what? It doesn't make any sense. Like you'd think you'd be good at home, especially with being 2 hours away.
Teams got to travel, yeah.
Teams have to travel, but they've lost nearly. I think they've won like 2 games for the year so far at home. What can you say? Uni played a bit better, I suppose, this week, and got the points. But
they played okay. Like they went all right, but Newcastle didn't play the way they did against Eastwood the other week, and it was a pretty lacklustre game, really. And there was another game where there wasn't a lot of defence going on, and Uni sort of got away with it, but they're obviously a better outfit than Newcastle on paper, and they showed it, and they got a lot more better players, and they just played a bit better. And Newcastle, look, they tried really hard, but they're just not up to it. Like I said a couple of weeks ago, Newcastle probably the biggest disappointment for me this year. I really thought they were going to kick on, and you should interview Bubba and get his thoughts on it, because
I think it's driving.
I never know what to expect out of Newcastle from week to week, and and maybe he doesn't either.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like,
well,
I'm sure he's not
point.
coaching them to play that way,
It's just an interesting point. Like at one stage they led 17-7, but then Uni scores 24 straight points. So that pretty much killed the game. Because from there they were just cruising, So
Mate, I don't think I've ever played in a game where I've scored 24 straight points and lost. Like,
yeah.
It's like, see you later. And look, the thing was, Uni to me weren't any different than they were the last couple of weeks. They were just exactly the same. It's just that Newcastle couldn't stop them.
Yeah.
And didn't really have much to come back at them with. And I'm not saying I don't think Uni played that well. They played okay. But they're playing against a substandard opposition on the day. And, good luck to Uni. They won and they did what they had to do. But they were no better than they had been, really. Maybe a little, but I don't know. It was pretty lackluster game of footy, really. It was like 2-0 teams playing each other. If Uni think they're making the semis, well, yeah, I'm making a comeback tomorrow. It's
they won't.
It's not going to happen.
And really, what I worry about for next year is where's Newcastle at for next year? Like, because this year's been a massive step back from making finals last year.
Are they guaranteed a spot in the comp next year?
Well, I think so. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But I think they are because they're making plans for next year, so they must be. So.
Okay.
And I know Bubba's got another year on a contract, but
so he's there again next year.
The way it's going, he might need therapy before next season. But anyway, well, yeah. And unfortunately, we won't be getting.
Mate, what they need is to tap into that Newcastle competition and get a few players out of that club competition to give it a go for a year or two, And there's good players playing in their club competition who should be in that team, and you could probably get half a team of players to get in that team, and they would be a threat.
Yeah.
Because I know there's some good players in their club comp up there.
Yeah, I think, that's the challenge they have. But anyway, then we'll move on from there. So the last game we're looking at, Chew, was biggest win of the week was Warringah 49, Eastwood 22. This was, again, like I thought the Rats were looking a lot better in this game and almost back to their best.
Yeah, it was one of those games. Look, Warringah had to win. Eastwood tried really hard, I thought. They showed a lot of ticker, but Warringah were just too good for them. Probably could have been more. I thought they took their foot off the pedal a little. Look, probably wasn't a good test for them, but you know what? All they had to do was win. One of those same situations where you just do business and start thinking about next week, and it was pretty much as simple as that for me. I never thought we were going to lose.
No.
Eastwood were going to turn up and try, and that's sort of what happened. And the result was probably pretty predictable, I thought.
Yeah, it was a good call by you last week, calling on the Warringah hooker.
Can't hear you, mate.
The Warringah hooker to step up.
Can't hear.
Can't hear me. Hear me now?
No.
Strange. Can you hear me?
No, hang on. Try that.
Yep, hear me now?
That's better. Yep.
So you called on the Warringah hooker to step it up from last week, Wes Thomas.
Yeah.
He scored 2 tries at a much better game.
Oh, for sure. And you know what? He really needed to do that because probably the first third of the competition, he's probably the form hooker in the comp. And he was everywhere. He was doing everything. And he definitely went through a bit of a stage where he was not working as hard, I didn't think. And just, I don't know, someone must have given him a kick up the bum. And yeah, he was a lot better because I think he's a quality player, that fella. And,
you know what I noticed out of this game too. I felt like the Ringer forwards woke up and realised that they have to still work hard up front. They can't just rely on the flashy stuff out wide.
Man, every Ringer team that was any good was dominating up front.
Yeah, sure.
And I guarantee any Ringer bloke in the world will tell us that. It's 100% true fact. They have to be going well up front, and that was how they won. And quite frankly, I don't give a goddamn whatever about how good your back line is. If your forwards aren't going any good, it don't matter. If you aren't going forward at least a fair bit, you're not going to get there. And look, they've got some quality players in that forward pack who just needed to, it's a long season and they go through these stages. And you know what? That young hooker is a quality player. For them to win, he needs to be playing really well. And a couple other guys in that pack need to be playing really well. And they can't be making mistakes. They can't be missing tackles. They've got to be hitting the ball hard. That's how they play. And that's when they go well. And that pretty much that's what they did against Eastwood. So I'd expect them to go on from here. And what do we got left? 3 games, 4 games?
4 games.
Yeah.
They'll go
where you're thinking about semis, but even though it's still week to week, you've got to start getting a bit of a run on now and start sort of making a bit of a statement, I reckon. And you don't want to be going in there coming off, I'm not playing, we're not playing it well and all that. You've got to really now knuckle down, it's a business end, and look, this is what you play for, and this is a fun bit. And
yeah, that's right. And and they've got probably the best 7 in the comp. I mean, he scored 2 tries last weekend, so they've just got to all go along with him.
He's playing very well. He's probably got to be a front runner for the catch bowl. But then again, referees picked that, so I might win it just for turning up to games and stuff.
Yeah, so that was round 14, mate. I was just
round 14. So how's the table looking?
So Warringah still on top, 56 points. East second now, 53. Randwick 49.
Yep.
Manly and North 47. Gordon 46. That's the top 6.
Manly and North are 47.
Yeah.
And
Gordon 46. Well, only because of the 2 points they lost.
And who's coming 7th?
So 7th is Uni 36.
36.
But again, it's ridiculous. They've only won 5 games and they're 30. So that's all those 16 bonus points.
So there's still 10 points out of the 6.
Yeah, which is
with 4 games to go.
Which means they need someone to lose 2 or 3 games for them to make it. It's not going to happen.
Well, probably they'd have to win probably every game, and someone would have to lose 3.
Yeah, and they've got to play.
Well, at the moment, Gordon would have to lose 3, and they'd have to win 4 or something like that.
And they've got a reasonably tough draw, so they've got to play Manly and East, I think. So.
Well, because the rest of their draws have been pretty easy. So
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
All right, so we're on to round 15 this week, mate. So we've got.
Me Roddy Thora sitting on the lounge over there, and I was just trying to work out how I could get her in like a bit of a high chair, because she just sits there watching me. I was just thinking if I could get her on something where she could just sit there and just look at the camera, like she'd just sit there and look. Like, anyway, she'd probably end up barking at you or something.
Yeah, probably.
Anyway,
he barks from a distance.
yeah.
So round 15, mate.
Round 15, geez. Like, how quick's has gone, really? Like, sort of hasn't, but yeah.
So the first game is going to be East and Hunter.
Speak up, mate. Speak into that microphone.
So we got 1 o'clock on Saturday.
Is that East Newcastle?
At Allianz Stadium, prior to the Wallaby.
Oh, right. They're playing a curtain raiser, right?
Yeah.
1 p.m. Allianz. Okay.
So what do we, mate? I can't. You know what? I was about to say I can't tip Hunter, but mate, every time they lose at home, they tend to win away. So where do you go here? I don't...
Well, this is a home game for East. Like, they're only got to go around the corner.
Yeah.
Newcastle, I think the occasion might be a bit too much for them, and they're probably more looking to staying in Sydney that night and getting on the piss, like, because they'll have a party. And look, I'd expect East to do business in this game, especially if they get docked 4 points.
Oh yeah, who knows, mate? No, it probably won't. But yeah,
But who's looking into that stuff, Greg? Like, are the other clubs made it? Are they whinging about it?
Oh yeah, there's clubs not happy about it, mate. Sure, they've made their point. So.
There's got to be some action they can take, like appeal to the board. You know, who runs the comp? Sydney Rugby. I'll tell you, Gordon. Was it Ramsey got docked as well as just Gordon?
Just Gordon.
Yeah, mate, they've got to be spewing because anyway. But then I don't really care what sort of team. I saw the teams that got out there, and I think it might get a bit ugly in the end. This one, I just think East will be just too good for them. Yeah,
well, if you look at purely the talent of the two teams, it's hard to make a case for Hunter at all.
I think Newcastle will probably go hard for half a game. But
I mean, I know Newcastle got AT, but Hooker, that's a good.
Is he back this week?
Yeah, so they've actually got a decent side there, but East are just stacked, mate.
Yeah,
absolutely stacked. Like.
Yeah, they are. Well, I wonder if they're going to be under the 100.
Yeah, well, that's
how stacked are they?
Well, mate, we'll have a look. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Waratahs in that starting team. So that says a lot, doesn't it?
Well, it does, but the way they went this year wasn't that flash either. But
no, but still,
I just don't think. I just think the way Newcastle have been playing, I just don't know how they're going to deal with it at a big ground like that. And, you know, they'd be a better chance at Wallara, but I just can't see them beating them there.
And the funny thing's going to be, like, there's probably going to be nobody there till probably, 2 o'clock, 2:30. So it's going to feel the East people might go. But
so the main game's on at 3, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So no one's going to probably roll in till 2 o'clock, 2:30, I reckon. Unless they're club people.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've seen Hunter win away from home this year a lot, but not against the top sides. So that's what I think it's by probably 15, 20.
Yeah, I might even go. Well, so we're both going East on this one.
Yeah, both go East.
Okay.
Hard to make it. I mean, I hope 100 do play well, but I can't see. So the next one is at 1:30, Sydney Union West Harbour, mate.
1:30, so they're playing early at Milner.
At Sydney Union.
Hang on, who'd you say?
Sydney Union West Harbour.
Oh, right, okay. That's at Uni at 1:30.
Yeah.
All right. All the other grades on before it?
I believe
just starting earlier?
Yeah, I think they're all starting early.
Yeah, right. Well,
I give West a hope here, mate. Big hope.
No, I'll give them more than a hope because they got the wood on uni like there's nothing. Like it's two teams West knock over consistently at least one game a year, but usually two. There's Uni and Eastwood.
Yeah.
They've beaten Uni once, haven't they? Or they've definitely beaten Uni, beat Eastwood once. And
they lost to Uni earlier in the year, but wasn't much in it.
Yeah.
And after last week, I don't know. They'd be desperate to knock Uni out of the final.
Oh, well, look, if West win this, Uni are gone. I think they're gone already, but you know what? I'm going for West in this one. The last couple of weeks I watched West. They've won and they've lost, but since they got rid of that other coach, and they just look like a different team to me. And some like the young hookers playing great football.
Yeah.
Dion's playing good again. They're showing a lot of ticker. They get caught out in a lot of situations, especially in defence, where they seem to be all over the place. But I'm telling you, if Uni thinks this is going to be easy, look out. And especially they want to knock the old coach over. So I'm going West in this one.
Yeah, I'll agree with you, mate. Mate, there's got to be a highlight for me is one of the props for West. There should always be a prop called Reginald, right?
Yep. That's my old man's name.
Reginald Churchward, mate. That's got to be the best name in rugby.
Yeah.
Just about now.
Yeah, mate. Nothing wrong with that. If you're a good prop, it doesn't matter what your name is. No one's going to call you nothing because you whacked them.
That's right.
Anyway.
Yeah, that hooker for West, that Albert Alcock, mate, he's had a good last probably.
Mate, I like the way he goes. He I think there's a couple of aspects of his game he's got to like. He really likes running the ball. He needs to improve on his defence and his work, like at the ruck and stuff like that. But give him the ball and he's very entertaining.
Yeah, he's good to watch.
Yeah, I like the style he's been going. He's going all right, the young fella.
Yeah, so we're back in West this week. Huh?
Yep.
So the next game is down at Foreshore at 2:00. South and Gordon, mate.
Mate.
South will be happy after last week. Right.
I'm telling you, this is danger game for Gordon.
It is. They have to be on for this one.
They can't lose again. And look, I'd expect them to come back this week, and because quite frankly, they haven't played bad the last 2 weeks. I think South's got away with it because Manly did play bad last week. But they're going to throw everything at these blokes, and I hope Gordon are ready for it.
Yeah, mate. And you know what I enjoyed seeing last week the most was Potgieter back at number 8. That's where he should be playing.
Well, that's where he used to play, but he ended up getting so big, he lost a bit of pace. And what I've found, the more this season's gone on, the fitter he's got, and he's looking better there now. And I think they've only moved him there primarily because it's due to not having many players. And this one, I don't know. What do you reckon?
I'll tip Gordon, but I'll tell you what, I reckon this could be an epic game. I reckon South are going to go real hard, especially in the first half.
Yeah, I'm tipping Gordon as well because I don't think they're going to lose 3 in a row.
Yeah, no, I think they'll have to make a statement here. But South are going to have a real crack.
I'd suggest if Gordon loses this, they're going to find it hard to come back for the semis. It could be really tough. It could be very hard after that, but I expect them. I expect them to just play like they used to, very field position, tradesman like, just do the simple things right, kick goals, do stuff like that, defend really well, hold South out. They just can't get South into the game. And look, I think they'll be all right.
Yeah, I think if they defend like they have been, South will get frustrated, won't be able to score points. So I think Gordon win the game.
Yeah.
So the next game, mate, at TG Milner, Eastwood and North.
Right.
Hard to see anything but a North win here for me.
I just noticed the confidence in the North team, especially after last week's game. I know they didn't play Para, but it wasn't so much the opposition. It was the way they played. They look like they themselves again, I thought. And I think this season for Eastwood, it's getting a bit long now. A lot of new guys, a lot of Colts, and I think Norse will just take care of business this week. I really do.
Yeah, I think I agree. Like Eastwood have probably done pretty well when you look at it.
Is that an early game as well?
It's 3 o'clock.
Oh, 3 o'clock, right.
I don't know why they're not playing earlier, but anyway.
Oh.
Yeah, I think, like you say, Eastwood have got to rebuild a little bit. So.
Oh, they are. And look, they've showed some really good signs. And they've been, from time to time, they're going half a right, and they go half a right for half a game sometimes. And look, that'll sort itself out, I think. And but North need to make a statement, and they sort of did last week. And I think they're back. I really do. And I'll be very surprised if North don't take care of this game pretty convincingly.
Yeah, I'll be tipping North by probably 20 points here.
Yeah. Look, and if North make a mistake, Eastwood, they counter attack really well. They'll be there having a go, but I think the North pack will be too hard, and the way them Brewery brothers are playing, and the 5'8" started playing better last week, and they just look different to me, and they look like the North I was expecting to see, and I think they'll be okay.
Yeah, that's right. The next game, so the last game on Saturday is at Granville, mate. 2 Blues and Manly.
Right. Well.
Which Manly are we going to see?
Okay. Would you put $100,000 on this game?
No way.
Would the real Manly turn up? Or?
Well, they'll have to, mate, I'd say.
Man, I'd back this to be a draw or something.
Yeah.
I cannot believe the way Manly have been playing this year. From the penthouse to the shithouse every other week. It's you look at it on paper, I go, yeah, Manly win this. Is CSU playing this week?
No, still out.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that might have been the end of him for the year, I think. They really missed him last week against North, I can tell you that. But look, Para will have a go, and look, I expect Manly to win, but if Para got up and beat them, would you be surprised?
The problem that, so this is what we haven't talked about. The problem Manly, North and Gordon have got, if they do happen to lose this week and Uni win, well, then they've got a problem, mate. All of a sudden they're in the firing line. So they really need to win. They have to win.
Right.
And
if Manly, after last week, can't go to Para and get a win, they may as well hang it up. Like,
Well, they have to hit back. Hunter Ward's out injured apparently, so
who's that?
Hunter Ward, their captain.
Oh, right.
But yeah, I'll tip Manly, but I don't think it won't be easy.
Well, last week when I was at North, Para had a few injuries too. The young hooker, who's been a pretty good player for him all year, he got knocked out early in the game and went off. So I don't know whether he's going to be playing. Probably not, because he went off with concussion. They lost a couple of other guys during the game. So I think they're going to be very stretched for personnel. And I'm picking Manly because I just think they're better and they need to win. So
yeah. Yeah, I'll go Manly. Not easy though. I reckon it could be close. Could be even under 10 points, but they should be. So the last game of the round, mate, it's an interesting one on the Sunday. Randwick and Warringah.
Sunday, yeah.
Randwick and Warringah at Coogee Oval. Mate, massive game.
Reckon.
This is, you know what I think about this? This is Warringah's game to say, righto, we can win the comp. This game.
Yeah.
Because if they can't win this game, I don't think they can win the comp. That's
because I reckon when it comes to semis, if you're going to win the comp, you're going to have to beat Randwick or someone's got to beat them.
Yeah.
Because if they win one game, like I just think from last year, and we're pretty much the same team, they're going to be very hard to beat in the finals. And yeah, it's a big statement weekend. It's like it's the premiers versus the what do you call it? The wannabe premiers, I guess. And they've been setting the pace all year. Yeah, I don't know. What do you reckon?
Well, I'm just looking at the team list, mate. Both teams look pretty much full strength. They both play a similar style of footy. They both like using their backs. Mate, it's going to be a great game. I'm just favouring Randwick, but gee, it could be a close one.
At Coogee.
And
I think Randwick's defence, especially the last 3 or 4 weeks, has been back to what it was last year, I thought. And like particularly after that Gordon game and then last week, they were all right. And I think Warringah might find it really hard to score against them, but the other thing is both the goal kickers are good. I'm just tipping Randwick at Coogee. I think they're going to make a statement probably more than Warringah's going to. And I think Randwick's team at the moment is probably just a bit better than Warringah's team on paper. Or actually, from watching them too, it's like the whole Randwick team seems to gel a bit better than the Warringah team's a bit more hot and cold. And I don't know. Look, I think it's going to be close, though.
Oh, I think it's going to be a great game. And, part of me wants to tip Warringah, but just haven't seen them at Coogee, play at Coogee. Mate, it's going to be a big day. It's going to be a big game. But you look at, Randwick's back to nearly full strength there, mate. Like their backs are, they're all back. Like they've got, and Ben Houston's such a good player at number 8. Ben Sugar's back at 2. Mate, they look strong. They look like a strong team.
What worries me about Warringah, every week they seem to have like maybe 2 10-minute periods or a 5-minute period and a 12-minute period where they fall asleep or they become lackadaisical, they miss tackles, let in a soft try. where they don't play that whole 80 minutes. If they do that against Randwick or Coogee, every opportunity Randwick will score on. Like, I just think they're in that sort of mode at the moment, and Ring are going to have to play for 80 minutes. Otherwise, Randwick will get them, and I don't think they can do that. So, yeah, I'm tipping Randwick. Who you got?
Yeah, I'm tipping Randwick, but I'll tell you what, it wouldn't surprise me if the Rats won that. But yeah, I'll tip Randwick.
Yeah,
I just can't, mate. If that and the fact earlier in the year that Randwick lost to Warringah at Rat Park, that would be still in their memory.
yeah. There wasn't much in that either, was it?
No, they made a lot of errors that game.
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
they still didn't get flogged. So
yeah.
I just think we've seen in the last probably 6 weeks the Randwick from last year, pretty much.
Yeah, and they'll be hanging off the rafters at Randwick on Sunday.
Yeah, it'll be a big day.
There'll be a big crowd there for that game, and it'll be a pretty hostile environment for the Ringer blokes, I'll tell you.
And they've got the best referees doing it. Angus Gardner's doing the game.
So, is he? Oh, good stuff. Yeah.
So that'll make it a really good game of footy.
Beautiful.
So mate, that's going to be that round.
That's the wrap up.
I thought before we go, we might quickly talk about. So the Wallabies got up again, mate.
Yeah,
2 in a row against Welsh. That was good.
Man, I just wasn't impressed with the games. But they did what they had to do, I suppose. And I guarantee the Welsh were out here having a party. And why the hell are they playing Queensland this week?
Oh, who knows, mate?
Why wouldn't they play that in between the 2 tests?
I don't know.
Because Queensland have no test players in it, right? Obviously.
No,
they're
all.
It's like a trial game or something.
Yeah, it's strange.
I really don't get it. But
it was a different game too. It was like both teams were kind of throwing the ball around. Like the Wallabies defended better in the first game than they did in this game.
Yeah.
We scored some good tries from turnovers. We scored 3 tries from their mistakes, actually.
Well, I thought we played better than we did the first game.
Probably in a couple of areas. I thought our defence definitely was better in the first game. But, I mean, at the end of the day, you just take the 2 wins, mate, and walk away. But considering where we're coming from, God.
They're basically, for us, they're basically trial games for the Blacks in the box coming up, so that's what it is. And I'll tell you the game that got me, and I watched a portion of it. I didn't see the whole thing, but how good the Pommies stuck it to the Kiwis, again.
Yep.
Like that Pommy team, man, they were there for the business, and they were pretty physical, and that might be a good clue for us when we play them. And they went hard at them,
Yeah. So we play Georgia on Saturday.
Oh.
Mate, that's obviously the first time Georgia's played in Australia, I would assume.
That's in Sydney, right?
Yeah, Allingham.
Mate, look.
But he's mixed the team up a bit. He's given a few blokes a run here. I hope it doesn't backfire on him, but I don't think it will.
Georgia they'll be good, especially they'll be good up front, and they do it all the time. They'll be good for 60 minutes, and their backs usually can't tackle, and it's sort of the forwards will go right. We should get him in the last 20.
Yeah, his name quite a strong.
Even if not a bit earlier.
I don't know if you've seen the team, but his name quite a strong team.
Yeah.
Tate McDermott at halfback, Ben Donaldson's playing 10.
Yeah.
Good to see.
Yeah, I heard that on the radio the other day.
And pretty strong at Harry Wilson. He's at number 8. And then remember this Kiwi bloke I spoke to you about a couple of weeks ago. He played for the All Blacks, and then he came to Queensland.
Yeah.
He's making his debut this week. So Alex
What
Hodgson.
position is he playing?
Prop. I think he might be a loose head.
Now, who do we play after this game?
So we play the Rugby Championship on the 10th of August after a bit of a break after this. What are we on, 18th? About 3 weeks.
Who do we play first, the Blacks?
South Africa.
Oh, right. Here?
In Brisbane.
Okay. Where do we play the Blacks at?
Hang on, mate. I'm just looking for it. I think they're in Melbourne.
Fair dink.
International Rugby. Yeah, because we've already had 2 games in Sydney. So we play. What's going on here? Oh, so it must be in September. Okay, so we don't play the All Blacks until the 21st of September. What's going on there?
Hey?
That seems a bit strange, doesn't it?
No, that's like 6 weeks later.
Yeah.
We've got to play them over there, probably.
Pacific Nations. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. August. We play South Africa on the 10th of August, then we play them again a week later. Why are we playing them twice? What's it called? And then we play Argentina on the 1st in Argentina. Well, that's because they have a gap. But I didn't think we played South Africa twice in Australia. That seems, unless they're making a
I thought we'd play, mate. Well, they come here and play the Blacks as well, and then go back, and we both have to go over there, wouldn't we?
We play 2 games in Argentina. There must be a longer competition this year or
something. Oh.
And then 21st of September we play the New Zealand at Homebush. So that's good.
Right.
But yeah, it's a weird setup this year.
Oh. So after this week, we've got a bit of a break.
Yeah, it's about.
Oh, that's good. Like
3 weeks.
So it'll just be pretty much full shit shield for the next 7 weeks, I guess.
Yeah, but
4 weeks of comp. 4 weeks and 3 weeks of semis, right?
So what do you reckon, though? Look at the team. Look, I know we've got to rebuild, but we should be a chance against Argentina, but surely we're going to struggle against the All Blacks of South Africa.
You'd think so. I just think that, look, England gave it the All Blacks, but I just think they've got so many good players and so many interchangeable players where in the backs and forwards where they can just change blokes and they're just as good. I just think that's where we're going to have a horrible problem because we can't do that, I don't think. And they're going to get up for us. And one thing is, like, we haven't seen much of South Africa really. And don't worry, they're going to be hard too. I just think I think the best thing we can do is just improve on where we've been and look at it as a stepping stone, really, and go hard and see what happens. And
well, the only good thing is we don't play the All Blacks at Eden Park this year, so
yeah,
we'll probably play at Wellington.
Wouldn't matter really where you play them, I guess, but
yeah. But I think if you look at, we've definitely made improvements in 2 games, based on based on the crap that Eddie Jones is throwing out, mate. It's like the world's apart,
mate. Yeah, they definitely seem like they got more direction and just the way they're going about things. To me, just it looks like a totally different outfit to me.
Yeah, and like they look like a happier group.
That's what had to happen. Like, if a new bloke came in and it was just the same, you'd just be going, well, Jesus Christ. So, good luck to him and get on board.
Yeah, so I think it's been good to see the crowds get out there and support them, especially to see how many they get on Saturday. But mate, they bring back memories, though, doesn't it? 3 o'clock Wallabies games in Sydney. Mate, that brings back memories.
What was wrong with that? And And like I think I was telling you, like when I was playing in England and France and stuff, they called their comps off when the Six Nations on. Everyone had a bye because on the Saturday Arvo or the Saturday night, it was usually Saturday Arvo, and it might have been Sunday sometimes. They were playing those games, and then everyone went back to their clubs and stuff. Like it's and I remember when we used to do it here before, and what was wrong with that? You know, like, you don't have to play it at 8:00 on a Saturday night. You know,
Right, I remember.
and it's even a Sunday Arvo game as well. Like, there's nothing wrong with playing in daylight hours.
Mate, the old days, that was when we used to love playing, because remember in the 90s we had a running Wallabies team, mate. We loved running the ball, Campo running wild. Mate, they were the days, tell you what.
Yep.
And I think this could be a good thing. Like, let's do it more.
For sure.
So anyway.
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
right.
mate, that's us this week. So
all right, we're done.
Game this week, or
get out to your club grounds and support the Blokes, because it's a great day out if you get out there, and it's a lot of fun.
Yep, and don't forget everyone to like and subscribe our page. We're growing steadily, and we're happy with that. And thanks for all the support we're getting. You heading to a game this week, Stu?
No, I'm not. I'm not going to a game this week. I'm still getting over last week.
Yeah, I'm not going this week, but we'll be getting there very soon. And
I'll be at pretty sure I'll be at South next Saturday, so the 27th, I think it is. It's the last home game, and so I'll probably be down there for that one, and I don't know where it'll be after that. So
and we'll be getting to some finals and stuff too. So
for sure, yeah,
coming up. All right, mate. Well, have a good week. We'll see you next week.
See you later. Thanks for watching. Get this.
Thanks, mate.
See ya.